Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris, man, and as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. I thought I would do this today because I haven't done one of these in a while. Analysis of groups. And the group that we're going to talk about today is Bar-Kays. First off, let me just say I'm a huge fan of the Bar-Kays. I mean, I think their musicianship's just incredible. The singing, the arrangements. But I would have to say this, and all the videos I do, none of them are negative. It's just kind of stating fact or my opinion. But it's not deliberately to trash any groups because I'm not into that. I don't believe in, well, you know, the old saying goes, if you don't have anything positive to say, don't say anything. But I think that it is important that I do this video because I just recently, trying to get this mic to stop making that noise. Oh, goodness. Okay. So I just recently did a series of, I'm going to do a part 3, songs that sound the same. And as you notice, I've done part 1 and part 2. In each of those videos, I included a Bar-Kays song because I would have to kind of say that they're musical hacks. And the reason why I say that is a good example. I think in the songs that sound the same, part 1, I featured a song or displayed a song. Well, first I did the Commodores Easy because everybody knows Easy, you know. And the Commodores have a very unique sound. I don't think that they went through a stage in their life where they were trying to sound like somebody else. But let me see. I'm seeing something here that I shouldn't be seeing. Oh boy. Okay, there we go. And right before I played that, I played a Bar-Kays song called Unforgettable Dream. This sounds extremely similar. And I mean, if you listen to it, they basically even stole the arrangements of Easy. I mean, Easy kind of started off with the piano, and then it builds to this crescendo with the horns, and then it goes into the verse. And if you listen to Unforgettable Dream, identical. I mean, the arrangements are identical. And throughout their career, they've been doing that. I just played or played another song for you guys, Freaky Behavior, which sound like a Rick James song. Even the lead singer of Bar-Kays was trying to sound like Rick James. And it's like, enough is enough, you know. Display your own stamp, because I totally understand when you have to write a song that fits in that certain era. So it sounds like a song from that era, you know, because you know, that's what you have to do in the music business. But when you kind of go around just really stealing, and it's like, and unfortunately, I think that's one reason why they never got the huge crossover appeal and notoriety that they deserve. Because I do believe they deserved what they didn't get, because they are a group of tremendous, talented musicians and singers. But again, all of their stuff, it's like they copied off of someone else. Shaft, Son of Shaft. You know, because there is I guess a system, they call it modeling your song after the model. And what that means is, because I actually bought a series of DVDs, or should I say VHS tapes, back in the 80s about, you know, crafting or bettering your craft as a songwriter. And there was a guy that put these series out, and he said that what you do is you take the model, which is like a #1 hit song, and you kind of create your song based around that model. And that's exactly what the Bar-Kays have been doing basically throughout their entire career. They hear something that's popular, and they create something that's extremely similar to the model. You know, and I think that they, again, never really got their notoriety because of that. Because there's nothing wrong with, again, doing something that sounds like something during that era. Because, I mean, back in the 80s, I wrote a lot of stuff on synthesizers, because at that time, the majority of the songs that were hits were using synthesizers. So I just, of course, followed suit. But I didn't go on a mission to try to sound and write something that's extremely similar to something that's out there. Because another example of that model thing, that you take the model and create around the model, is and I displayed it in the first songs that sound the same, part 1, Michael Jackson, Billie Jean, BB King, Big Boss Man. I mean, you can tell that they stole from the model. I mean, it's just, you can hear it, you know. So when you make a career out of doing that, because every now and then it's like, okay, you can steal a little from here, steal a little from there, but when you make a career out of just stealing all the time and taking other people's arrangements and trying to sound like them, because another comparison I did in one of those videos, songs that sound the same, was Midnight Star, No Parking on the Dance Floor, and the Bar-Kays, Freaks, I think Freaks on the Dance Floor, something like that. Freak Show. And it's like they just again stole from the model, you know. So it's kind of interesting when you have groups that do that, because another group that was kind of similar but not as notorious, and they were one of my favorite groups, T-Connection. T-Connection was an unbelievable group, but unfortunately, again, they kind of followed in the footsteps of the Bar-Kays, and a lot of their stuff sounded like Earth, Wind and Fire, and they did a good job of sounding like Earth, Wind and Fire. They did some other stuff that sound like the Isley Brothers. You know, it's like they never found their true stamp. And, you know, and as an artist, at some point in time, you have to find your true stamp. Because, again, when you first kind of get into the game, you do want to kind of sound like the latest thing. You know, but not to the point where it sounds like you just basically stole their idea and just kind of moved it around. Because, I mean, when R. Kelly first came out, he was sounding like Aaron Hall and Stevie Wonder. You know, more so Aaron Hall. No, more so Charlie Wilson and Aaron Hall. But then as time evolved quickly, he kind of found his own vocal style and music style, you know. But that's understandable, because, you know, you come in sounding like the guy that's hot right now, and then you kind of develop your own style at some point in time once you've gotten in and gotten accepted. But again, you know, just this video is just kind of to touch on the Bar-Kays, because again, it's not negative. I'm not trying to be negative or trash them, because I'm a huge fan. I got a ton of Bar-Kays stuff. But I've always noticed throughout the years, more so that group, them being more so than any other group, where it's like, man, they sound like the group that, you know, the other hit song. You know, so that's what I hear. And that's why I put together that song or that video as far as songs that sound the same, because I got a pretty good ear. And I can kind of hear stuff, and I'm like, that sounds like something that the other group did a couple of years ago. So again, you know, they just kind of, you know, they've made a career out of just stealing other styles and never really kind of putting forth their own style. Because again, during the late 80s, they were into that synthesized sound, like, you know, Midnight Star. And I consider Midnight Star a very unique group, you know, because during that time, everybody was kind of doing that synthesizer thing. So they were doing it, but they were not doing songs that sound like other groups. You know, they just had their own sound or style, but yet using the sounds that were, you know, of that particular era in music. You know, but again, the Bar-Kays, throughout their entire career, from the 70s, actually from the 60s, 70s, 80s, they would just sound like other groups, you know. But that's my opinion, and that's all it is. Till next time, take care. Thanks for watching.